Hey guys, and today we're going to be talking about Percy Jackson and the Olympians, The Titan's Curse, the third book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rick Riordan. This video is going to contain a lot of spoilers, so if you have not read the first three books, please go read the books and come back and watch this video. First off, I think it's a nice change that this book takes place during winter instead of summer like the first two books. And I feel like that was done because Thaia's birthday is in late December. And according to Apollo, she's like a week from being 16, so this like pushes the deadline for the big prophecy. At the beginning of the book, we are following Percy, Annabeth, and Thalia as they go to meet Grover, who has sent up a distress signal. And there we find that Grover has found two powerful half-bloods, Bianca and Nico D'Angelo. Right off the bat, I didn't like Bianca because she was kind of very selfish. I realize that she's 12 years old and she doesn't want to have all the responsibilities of taking care of her brother. I mean, if I was 12 years old, I don't know how I would handle this situation. I'm the youngest, so I've never actually had to take care of my siblings. But I would like to think that I would tell the hunters no, that I had to take care of my brother. And if I had said yes to the hunters, I would also like to think that I would at least have had a day or so to think about it. I mean, she barely thought about it. She just, it's like, oh, that sounds so awesome. Yes. No. So right off the bat, that made me dislike Bianca, and I didn't really trust her. I felt that when she was chosen to go on the quest with Zoe, it's like she's a newbie. It's like, why don't you choose someone more experienced? But apparently, I mean, Zoe just had a lot of faith in her. And it does give us a nice opportunity to learn more about Bianca and Nico and where they come from and what exactly happened to them, because in the very beginning we learn that Nico can't remember much of what happened before the last year of his life. So I do like that. And then we have Zoe, who is apparently special enough that the Oracle is going to leave her attic for the first time and actually give her prophecy. I thought the Oracle can only give prophecies to half-bloods. I mean, I guess the Oracle can give prophecies to anyone, or maybe it was the fact that half-bloods were in the prophecy that she could do it. I don't know about how the Oracle thing works. And speaking of Zoe, I had no clue that she was Atlas's daughter. I mean, there was plenty of hints that she knew the general, aka Atlas, and that there was some underlying tension between the two. But I didn't catch on to the fact that she was his daughter. And one of the things that shocked me more than her being Atlas's daughter was the fact that Zoe was the original owner of Riptide. I can't say it's Greek, Latin, whatever name. I can't say it. But seriously, she gave Riptide to Hercules, and Hercules ended up betraying her in the end. And it's like, you douche. So Hercules is the reason that Zoe has sworn off men all this time, and I'm guessing that's how Chiron got Riptide. I'm assuming that ever since Hercules died, Chiron has had Riptide, and only the prophecy has made him give Riptide to Percy. But it just really surprised me that Zoe was the original owner of Riptide. That made me think a lot more of Zoe, and God, is this chick old. I have to say, I didn't particularly like Zoe at the beginning of this book, but I grew to like her more and more as the story progressed, and I found her speech patterns very funny, and she was so, I don't want to say innocently minded, but there was a lot of modern things that just went over her head, and it was just so funny. Like the damn jokes. Let us find the damn snack bar. We should eat while we can. The damn snack bar? Yes, what is funny? Nothing. I could use some damn french fries. And I could use the damn restroom. I do not understand. That, I think, was the funniest part of the whole book. And it gets ruined by a moo. But they could have gone on forever and ever with those damn jokes. No pun intended. I think one of my favorite goddesses in this whole book is Artemis. That's basically because she doesn't seem like she's gonna screw with Percy. I mean, yes, she pretty much freezes girls at adolescent ages and makes them swear off their men and family and all that. but she doesn't have really anything to do with Percy. I mean, she's not going to purposely sabotage something for him, but she's also not going to help him if it came down to it in the long run, which she does end up helping Percy. But at that point, he had gained her respect, which I really loved, where Percy offered to take the sky from Artemis after Ares makes his sword fail in battle. It's like, stupid Ares, you picked the perfect time when he's battling Atlas to make his sword fail in battle. Though I guess now we don't have to worry about that happening again. At least I hope we don't have to worry about that happening again. But back to Artemis. I can see it's like Athena doesn't approve of Percy and would rather see him dead than alive, and doesn't want him near her daughter, really. I mean, she pretty much spells that out for him. And then we have Aphrodite, who's going to be screwing with his love life. When we first meet Aphrodite, we learn that she is the one that made it possible for Percy to go on this quest in the first place, which, okay, that's nice. You know, poisoning one of the hunters, you know, she'd do that for just giggles anyways. But then she sent Blackjack to camp, which Blackjack in the second book, wasn't he a she? I'm pretty sure it mentioned that Blackjack was a girl in that. For some reason, when he talks, I have a country accent in my head. It's probably because I'm country and I have a bad country accent that I try not to show on these videos. But when she's talking about Percy's love life, she says, "I'm not going to let this be easy and boring for you. No, I have some wonderful prizes in store. Anguish, indecision, oh, just you wait." It's like the gods just live for screwing with mortals and half-bloods. And Aphrodite is probably the scariest one of all because you don't screw with love. I was wondering from the second book what Percy's mortal flaw was gonna be, and it turns out Athena knows, and the same with Kronos, and it's personal loyalty. And it's like, okay, I can kind of see how that be a fatal flaw, and I can kind of see why Athena would want him to be disposed of, because he's been sucked into a trap by kidnapped loved ones in all 3 books, and her daughter was one of them. Oh, I haven't talked about Thalia yet. I've mentioned in a couple of videos that I did not like Thalia, and I was pleasantly surprised that in this book I liked her a little more. Let's put it this way, before I hated her, and now I tolerate her. And I love Percy's nickname for her, Pinecone Face. I think one of my favorite new characters out of this whole book is Rachel Elizabeth Dare. We only get to see her briefly, but in that brief time it's hard not to love her character. Like when she can see through the mist. You don't see a sword, it's just a ballpoint pen. No, it's a sword, weirdo. Who are you? Rachel Elizabeth Dare. Now, are you going to answer my questions? Or should I scream for security? And then, after she saves Percy from the skeletons, I owe you one, Rachel Elizabeth Dare. What were those things? They looked like skeletons? Do yourself a favor. Forget it. Forget you ever saw me. Forget you tried to kill me? Yeah, that too. But who are you? Percy... Gotta go. What kind of name is Percy Gotta Go? Besides the damn jokes, those were my favorite conversations throughout the whole book. So I really cannot wait to see more of Rachel Elizabeth Dare. But after they save Artemis and Dr. Chase saves them, they finally get somewhere safe, and Zoe is dying from both the dragon poison and her father throwing her. I didn't cry when Zoe died, but I was sad, and if it had been Thalia that died, I probably wouldn't have been very sad at all. But then we get to Mountain Olympus. We find out the gods are trying to decide the fate of Percy, Thalia, and Bessie, the creature with a big name that I cannot pronounce. I like how Thalia decided to join the hunt, so she's never going to reach the age of 16. Athena and Ares are all for getting rid of Percy. I like how the majority of the gods and goddesses are for keeping Percy alive. And then Percy sticks up for Bessie, and Bessie gets to live in Olympus. Then we have Nico. I like Nico. But I forgot about how at the beginning of the book, he's so peppy and full of energy. And he's kind of annoying. I didn't like how at the end he was blaming Percy for what happened to his sister. Although he's 10 years old, it's understandable. The only thing I didn't understand him blaming Percy for was the skeleton attack. I mean, Percy's trying to tell you to run, get out, these monsters are after me. But no, he just blames Percy for it and then causes the ground to open up and swallow the skeletons, which was really, really cool. And then after that, we learn the obvious, that they're Hades' children. I really can't wait to see where his life goes after the events of this book. And I can't remember how he finds out he's a son of Hades, but that's going to be interesting too. And Percy is all for keeping this a secret from Nico and everyone else as long as he can, so that he can be the one that fulfills the prophecy so Nico doesn't have to. I think he feels responsible for Nico after everything that happened with his sister. Rover is going to go looking for Pan since Pan sent him a personal message. Percy's going to go back home to his mother and Mr. Blowfish. Blowfist. What, I'm going to stick with Blowfish, it's easier to say. And Annabeth is going to go back to San Francisco, which, very dangerous choice on her end, but I understand that she wants to keep watch over Mount Tam to make sure nothing happens. Well, those are my thoughts, feelings, and opinions about Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse. Let me know what you guys thought of this book. What was your favorite character? Who were you hoping was going to die in the end? What you thought about Bianca joining the hunt? And what was your favorite moment? If I had to choose one moment, I would probably choose the one from page 36 where Nico is interrogating Percy after the hunt just saved them. It's so funny, and he asks Percy so many questions that he's just ready to basically get rid of the kid. Well, until next time, guys. Bye!